Hey, how's it going everyone? As of the last decade or so, Marvel have been absolutely killing it in the video game scene, with titles like Marvel Spider-Man, Marvel Rivals, and the soon-to-be released Marvel's Wolverine, which looks like it's also going to be great. But one of the games they put out that wasn't received quite so well was Square Enix's Avengers game, a live service game that was trashed for its repetitive gameplay, lack of content, and pretty butt-ugly art style. Come on Avengers, your little brother's embarrassing you! And because of the insanely negative reviews, I feel like no one really gave this game a chance and played it for themselves. And thank God for that, yeah, that game is terrible. Today, I'm going to be playing the Marvel game that Square Enix released just 1 year later, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Due to how much of a flop Avengers was, the pretty underwhelming marketing, and the fact that you could only play as Star-Lord, no one even gave Guardians of the Galaxy a chance. But from what I hear from people who have played the game, it's apparently a great story-focused linear experience, all the things that Avengers wasn't. So today, I'm going to be grabbing the Platinum Trophy to figure out if this is Marvel's most underrated game, or if I just wasted my money. No, I'm kidding, I didn't actually pay for the game. I have it for free on like 4 different platforms. I swear they're basically paying people to play this game at this point. The game opens up on a farm where I'm playing as young Peter Quill on Earth. My mum yaps my aura for a bit and I stand up to explore the most 80s looking room to ever exist. No, let me solve it. I want to solve it. Whoa, what's he doing? Whoa, look at his hands go. After looking at everything in my room, I headed through the door and ended up being woken up by Drax in the modern day on the Milano and beginning the first chapter. By the way, I'm gonna kind of talk like you've at least seen the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, considering these characters are super popular at this point, and I'm not gonna try and explain why there's a talking tree that's only able to say the words I am Groot. There's actually nothing else to explain there. You've basically got the gist. After speaking with the other members of the Guardians for a bit, I can't lie, I already love the writing in this game, I decided to head over to the cockpit where I started up the first mission, which takes place in the quarantine zone, where I'm hunting a beast of some sort that we're gonna sell. And straight away, I was shocked by how stunning this game is. And that's something that stays pretty consistent throughout the game. I'm not a huge fan of all the character designs, but the environments are always so damn striking and beautiful. Something else I already picked up on is that this game is really funny.
You happy, Quill? You found the thing. I told you was there, but you didn't listen. A dead end.
Alright, man.
That's it. Walk of shame.
Yeah, okay, alright. After making our way through the quarantine zone with Rocket and Groot for a while, I shot down a bunch of these thingies and Rocket set up a competition to see who could blast more. And I'll be damned if I lose to a fucking trash panda. Eventually the floor collapses and I end up coming across the first of many combat encounters with these weird little things. This game is going to have so many weird little guys, just prepare yourself. After kicking my way through the blobby things, I came across this gap that I couldn't cross on my own, and here's where I was shown that I can command the Guardians to do things for me, like here where I could command Groot to make us a bridge. I know a lot of people wish that you could play as all of the Guardians in this game, but I do think this is actually a really good way of letting the player still have fun with the different Guardians' abilities while still keeping you immersed in the role of Star-Lord. Being able to command the Guardians carries into the combat too, as you're able to tell the Guardians to use their special attacks, which can have different effects, like this one Groot does, where he's able to hold all the enemies down, or this one Rocket does, where he just blows everyone the fuck up. Eventually I came into this room that had a bunch of those hanging things that I had to shoot for the competition with Rocket, and I made sure to shoot every single one of those damn things, because I knew there had to be a trophy for winning, and I ended up with a 15-point lead. After a few more combat encounters, I also earned enough points to get my first ability, earning me my first trophy of 59. Self-improvement. Purchase your first Star-Lord ability. There you go. We're in now. Yeah, this game has a lot of trophies. After almost falling to my death and just about being saved by the Milano, I find one last thingy to shoot and earn the trophy Eat It Rodent for winning the bet against Rocket. I knew there was going to be a trophy. A little glowing gem actually ends up falling out of the thing I shot, and after briefly holding it, seems to release this... I don't know, man. There's only so many times I can refer to a strange looking creature as a thing before it gets repetitive. After that thing ends up flying away, I end up coming across my first suit for Groot. For the Platinum Trophy, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of collectible hunting, outfits being one of the collectible types. But instead of following a guide, I decided to just enjoy the story for my first playthrough and try to find as many as I could, then I'd go back and grab the rest in a New Game Plus playthrough. This was a mistake, but I'll talk more about that later on. After the first of several crashes, I was able to finally play with all of the Guardians in one combat encounter. And during that fight, I was able to get the trophy Killer Friendship for executing an auto combo of Gamora, which is done by basically just hitting an enemy when a specific Guardian is nearby. The auto combos are just kind of random. Eventually, we're able to find the beast that we came here to capture. Llama Wrangler. Capture the quarantine zone monster. Why is it called... What the hell? Is it a llama? What is this game, man? That crazy looking thing that came out of the gem appears again and makes the whole area start falling apart, so we jump in the Milano and barely manage to escape the quarantine zone alive. And then the police catch us. Awesome! And I earn a trophy for completing chapter 1.
It is Nova Corps.
After one of the funniest title cards I've ever seen, we're taken in by the Nova Corps, who are basically space cops. It's also who this guy works for, if you recognize him. Here we're introduced to Nikki, who fucking dies straight away. This chapter is basically just a walking sim where you and Nikki work your way back up through the station, and while it isn't exactly the most engaging gameplay, the writing for Star-Lord and Nikki's back and forths is so fun. I was enjoying just listening to them talk. Eventually we come across Nikki's mum, Clo-Rel, who's the commander of this station and Star-Lord's ex from about 12 years ago. After yet another really well-written scene where Clo-Rel tries to figure out how Nikki's able to explore the station without being caught.
You always overreact. Even Peter was saying so.
Oh, he was
Whoa.
he?
I didn't mean overreact, like, in a bad way. I meant like celebrating what a moral person of conviction you are.
That is not what you said.
I decide to side with Nikki and help her hide her passkey in my pocket, which will actually come in handy later on. Clo-Rel and Peter have a brief chat about the past, and she lets us go with a fine of 8,000 units for trespassing in the quarantine zone, which is the equivalent of... I don't know, it's a lot of space monies. And upon leaving, I get the trophy busted for completing chapter 2. Seeing as the Nova Corps put a tracker on our ship, we try to figure out how we were going to pay off our fine, seeing as we had failed to capture a beast that the buyer would actually want.
Reconsider my initial proposal.
Oh, no, not Fin Fang Foom again.
Yes, we should go after Fin Fang Foom.
What the fuck? I am not fighting Fin Fang Foom! We end up deciding to pretend Groot is the beast we're selling and plan on breaking him out after we get our units. And so we head over to the planet Seknov 9 to see our buyer, Lady Hellbender. The planet's stormy as shit, so the lightning ends up striking nearby and cause our platform to fall, forcing us to fight these jelly dudes. Yeah, I did say the aliens in this game are weird. So we had to make our way through this jungle area, and man, the alien planets in this game especially look so fucking good. Yeah, go for
He'll
it.
be fine. Just curl up in a ball.
What?
It's okay. He'll land on his feet.
It was around this point in the game where the movement kind of started sticking out to me. Really, the biggest issue is just that there's no sprint button, so sometimes Star-Lord just ends up feeling really sluggish. The movement especially stood out on parts like this where I just fail jumps over and over because Star-Lord just doesn't jump as far as it feels like he should. That's crazy. I don't understand how the movement in this game works. Am I missing something? I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I had to double jump even though it didn't take me as far. That's so awkward, why? Eventually we all end up falling into this pit of goop where Rocket nearly drowns, but suddenly my guns are able to change form and I'm able to freeze the goop and save us all. Give me the freeze shot on Star-Lord's guns and earning me the trophy Flash Freeze. Later on I was actually able to earn 2 more trophies in 1 combat encounter. Slake Buster. Interrupt a Slake Beast with Drax's call to action. I didn't mean to do that, but thanks. Stagger Swagger, stagger 25 enemies. I'm getting so many trophies. After all that, we finally reached the bridge to Lady Hellbender's castle, but before going in, the game let me change my mind about using Groot as the monster and instead let me sell Rocket. And I decided to change my mind because I just appreciated the game letting me do that, to be honest. While crossing the bridge, I got another flashback where I spoke to my mum for a bit. These are nice scenes, but there's not really much to talk about outside of, I guess, being able to pet the dog. Dog.
No matter how long you wait here for Grandma and Grandpa, they're not coming back. Sorry.
Why would you say that? And after that, I got the trophy, The Cost of Freedom, for completing chapter 3. Here I came face to face with Lady Hellbender, who, absolutely wanted to fuck Drax.
Such flesh.
Oh? After trying to sell Rocket goes, poorly, we end up having to fight our way out of Lady Hellbender's castle, where I get the trophies Katakian Handshake for completing an auto combat of Drax, and Timber for doing the same with Groot. Eventually, we make our way into Lady Hellbender's vault and just start robbing her blind. Look at all these units. I better be able to gamble in this game. After getting stuck in here for, an embarrassing amount of time, I'm not gonna lie, I felt really stupid. We bust out of the vault, down the shaft, and enter fucking H.P. Lovecraft's mind, I guess. This fight honestly wasn't anywhere near as difficult as I thought it'd be based on the thing's design, but I did end up getting the trophies Pick Me Up for reviving a down teammate, and Squid Kicker for taking down the Dweller in Darkness. Man, that name is too cool for a fight this easy. Right after hopping on these sparrows, Bungie's lawyers will be in contact by the way, we just about managed to escape Lady Hellbender, earning me the trophy The Monster Queen for completing chapter 4. Are you seeing what I mean about this game having a lot of trophies, by the way? After escaping, we tried to contact the Nova Corps station to pay our fine, but instead Nikki ends up picking up via a weak connection. It was hard to hear what she was saying because of all the static, but I think she said something about hitting the like button if you're enjoying the video and subscribing to get more from. With Nikki seemingly in danger, we make our way straight to the station. But while there, we notice that the whole ship's strangely empty. That is aside from these guys who are, oh, they're glowing. Okay, absolutely being mind controlled. We blasted our way through these guys, but Rocket had had enough of this space station and convinced everyone it was time to leave. And on our way out, we got the trophy Unstoppable Force for attaining the maximum possible momentum 10 times, which I think is just a combo thing. I'm not sure, to be honest. We also saw this on our way out, but I'm sure it's fine. And after shooting the locks off the Milano, we escape the Nova Corps station and get the trophy Do or Die for completing Chapter 5. After that mission, Rocket was pissed at me, but he wasn't really in the speaking mood, so we headed to Nowhere to report what we saw on the Nova ship and to get the tracker removed. As soon as we landed, Rocket and Groot skedaddled.
See you never, flark bags!
And pretty soon after, Drax and Gamora ran off as well, leaving me alone. Yay. After a section where I was able to walk around Nowhere and buy some stuff, I headed over to Cosmo's office and was guided down this perfectly safe looking alley. I ended up getting jumped by these two huge dudes in armor that makes them invincible. So in hindsight, after running around shooting at them for about a minute, Gamora finally showed back up and I found out that their invincible armor's only active while they're together. So after splitting them up and shooting at them a bunch more, and with Drax back to help out, I was able to take them out and earn the trophy Family Intervention. Then I collapsed to the ground.
What the dog doing?
Here I got the last flashback to Peter with his mum, where the Chitauri ended up showing up and kidnapping me and killing my mother. I did get a trophy when I woke up though, so it was absolutely worth it. After sitting around in this cage for a while, where we we're reunited with Rocket and Groot. I can't say that sentence for some reason. Cosmo finally talks to me. Yes, Cosmo is a telepathic Soviet dog. I don't have time to explain this shit, keep it moving. Here I find out that the weird shit we saw back on the Nova ship was actually a cult known as the Church of Truth, led by the Grand Unifier Raker. Cosmo knows this guy and knows how dangerous he is, so he sends us out on a mission to gather some intel and hopefully stop him. We hop on this giant trans-dimensional hand that'll take us where we need to go, and while in the other dimension I hear a few familiar voices.
Avengers! Assemble!
Yo, it's Batman! After arriving where we need to be, no, I'm not going to discuss the giant trans-dimensional hand any further. Stop asking. We end up in a room with the gravity off, so I have to mess around with these wires to turn it back on.
All we need is a little jump start.
I'm colorblind. And end up getting the lightning element for my gun, earning me the trophy Shock and Awe. After fighting a few more brainwashed Nova Corps dudes, we end up finding this big ass cannon that's doing... Honestly, I don't know what it was doing to that planet, but it wasn't good. So we pushed even further forward because something was clearly going on here, and I ended up defeating 15 enemies with the Fan the Hammer ability, earning me the trophy Bullet Hell. And basically right after that, I also interrupted a Nova Centurion with Gamora's call to action, earning me the trophy No Way Nova Corps. Eventually, we had to make our way through the same area me and Nikki went through earlier, and here's where I was able to use the passkey she gave me to enter her private room, and found out there's actually a good chance that Peter is Nikki's dad given her age, and when him and Corel were together. So we pushed forward, hoping to find Nikki and Corel, as well as still paying off that fine. After looking around her office where shit had clearly gone wrong, we ended up falling through the glass and having to fight this big ass robot that we saw earlier. It had a lot of health, but honestly, I think I should have messed with the difficulty for this game a bit more because I never really found it that difficult. Fights like this just kind of ended up being time consuming more than anything. After going through this console that had a bunch of Easter eggs that were perfectly catered to my nerdy ass. Oh yo, Darkhawk, crazy. Quasar, that's so great. That's Yondu. Oh my god, there's so many references. Yo, Richard Rider, no way. Sick. We actually end up coming face to face with the Grand Unifier himself, who doesn't attack us, but instead wants us to join him. And leaving the Nova Corps station to hop on this, oh my god, that's a big ship. I end up getting the trophy Canaan Confusion for completing Chapter 7. Here I had to try and stall so that Rocket could mess with this floaty cube thingy while the Grand Unifier stood and explained his evil plans like all good villains do. And I did manage to succeed at stalling him, which will help me out later. Eventually we come face to face with the Matriarch, and it turns out to be Nikki, who seems to be under some kind of control, and when we don't instantly side with her, she causes us all to have visions.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Peter's being the day that his mum died, but instead I could actually save her. The two of us hug and I get to see a life with my mum and the Guardians where it all worked out wonderfully in the end. Aw, that's so cute. Quick question, what the fuck is all that stuff? The credits roll and I get another chance to do it over again. So this time I gun that bitch down, blam, blam! And I get the trophy Mama's Boy for overcoming the delusion. I'm then put into yet another delusion where Nikki's my daughter and we're setting up a birthday party for, can I just shoot her as well please? Eventually, Carol snaps Peter out of it and tells us that she's actually already died, and Nikki unfortunately had to watch it happen, but has been convinced that she'll be able to bring her mum back by the cult, so we need to convince Nikki to let her go. Eventually, we're all able to break out of our delusions, and after some blasting and running, the cube's actually able to show us the way out of the ship. Thank god we had that thing. We would have been completely lost. Oh, okay, it helps with one door. That's sick. After a bit more shooting, I'm able to execute my 10th flare attack and get the 25th trophy, The Crowd Goes Wild. And eventually, we're able to blow up a portion of the ship and escape, earning us the trophy, The Matriarch, for completing Chapter 8.
Could you move?
Yo, I'm nowhere near you, bro.
I was just,
In case it
checking
wasn't
to
clear,
see.
Oh my god,
Okay.
oh my god, she needs to shut up.
Could you just take a few steps back?
That way I
She
can
wants to
download
be
it into my
involved so
translate.
bad.
I probably don't say this
Peter,
enough.
make room.
Oh my god, she's genuinely ruining such a nice moment. It's actually killing me.
Could you just take a few
That's
steps back?
insane. After escaping the cult, Cosmo tells us to head over to Xandar, homeworld of the Nova Corps, to ask for support. But before we can leave, we get ambushed by Captain Glory, who's been hired by Lady Hellbender to— I killed Captain Glory. He's dead. We don't need to talk about him now. Upon reaching Xandar, we speak with the Worldmind for a bit.
Adam Warlock.
Yo, is my goat gonna show up? I don't know Adam was in this game.
Unfortunately, he perished.
But we end up finding out that the Nova Corps actually plan on running away as the cult are too powerful for them to take on. So naturally, I refuse to pay my fine because, I mean, fuck these guys. And Star-Lord has a meltdown because everyone won't shut the fuck up, so he decides to take a nap. And honestly, I felt that shit to my core. Most relatable video game protagonist I've ever played as. So after this lovely dream, I get the trophy Desperate Times for completing Chapter 9 and get woken up by Drax again, who—
We just need to have faith.
fuck. After managing to lie to Drax, he ends up leaving and, okay, he locked me in my room. I don't think he believed me. So I had to do this minigame where I told the Guardians to sing to direct the llama thingy to the ship controls so he'd eat it. I'd love to play you a clip of that, but this game is absolutely riddled with copyright music and the streamer mode has this ugly watermark, so you ain't hearing shit. After escaping, we chase Drax to try and snap him out of the mind control and end up getting help from Mantis. Oh yeah, Mantis is in this game, by the way, and she seems to be on some damn good drugs. Mantis lets us know that we can help Drax by making our way through this spooky cave place. And pretty early on, I'm able to get the wind element for my gun, earning me the trophy Fan Friction. The wind shot can pull enemies into melee range. It's very effective against hard to reach opponents. Oh, that's cool. I can pull enemies down from large heights. That's so useful. This whole thing is giving me serious Empire Strikes Back vibes, where Luke goes into the Dagobah thingy. The folk I was fighting in is actually able to make enemies we had already fought appear if we start thinking about them, which was pretty cool. And so to get through this area that just kept looping, I actually had to say nothing to be able to progress, which I thought was actually really cool. I liked that bit quite a bit. Eventually, we were able to make it to this weird looking cocoon that Mantis said we needed to visit to help Drax. Yo, is it Adam Warlock's cocoon perhaps? Perchance? Yo! Oh my god, wait, that's actually Adam! Here I got the trophy Test of Strength for completing Chapter 10, and right after we literally entered Drax's mind to save him with Adam Warlock's help. Oh my god, why is Drax looking like Angstrom? Big ass head. And while in there, we ended up seeing a familiar face. What the fuck? That looks terrible. Why does it look like that? That looked awful. I mean, it's cool that we're fighting Thanos, but why does he look AI generated? This is literally like the worst looking Thanos I've ever seen in my life. What an awful design. After fighting an army of Thanoses, is Thanoses how you say that? Is it just Thanos? Thanai? Fanny? I end up getting the trophy Titan Slayer. After chasing Drax around his mind for a while, we finally managed to catch up to him, and here the Guardians basically had to convince Drax to let go of his family, and I won't lie, I cried during the scene. This shit really got to me. But eventually Drax is able to let go of his family and we leave his mind, earning me the trophy Dynamic Team for investing in at least one special ability for all of the Guardians. I did that ages ago, why did it only pop now? Then on our way out of the cave, Adam Warlock explains that he's actually the original source of the cult's power, so it's his responsibility to stop them. And after leaving the planet to take on the cult one last time, I get the trophy Mind Over Matter for completing Chapter 11. We end up back on Nowhere because that's where the cult have set up base. After blasting through some enemies and yet another cutscene that had me emotional, god, what are the writers lacing this shit with? And bringing Adam to fight the Grand Unifier, I managed to execute an auto combo with Rocket and got the trophy Aim Assist. We managed to find Cosmo who was being attacked, so we headed down and took out all of the enemies in a pretty huge fight. But when we went up to him, Cosmo used his powers to hold us still because he was still under the mind control of the cult. But we were able to speak to him via his telepathic powers. It was hard to hear what he was saying, but I think he said something about hitting the like button if you're enjoying the video. Eventually I was able to convince Cosmo to break free of the cult's control and managed to save him. This game is so weird when you really think about what's happening. Like, I'm used to these characters, but when you really look at it, this is so weird. So after some more fighting, god damn it, man. After more fighting, we finally reached Nikki, and I had to rip out 4 of these core thingies to shut the shield down and put an end to their plans. After speaking to Nikki and the grand fuckface who almost takes Groot's head off, we find out that what we did actually just postponed their plans, and we see that Adam was defeated by Reiko. And so, having failed our mission, Nikki and the Grand Unifier fly off with Adam, and I get the trophy Nowhere to Run for completing Chapter 12. With every ally of the Guardians either taken by the cult or gone, we sat brainstorming ideas to get an army to help us when they decided to try and get Lady Hellbender to help them with the wildest idea they could have possibly chose.
The one beast that you'd want more than any other. Drax knows what I'm talking about.
No, we're not going after Fin Fang Foom, you're lying.
To battle the legendary Fin Fang Foom!
You're lying. And so we headed straight to Maliku 4 and instantly got hit and had to crash land on the planet.
Unless, of course, Fin Fang Foom devours us whole.
They've lost their fucking minds. So I blast my way through even more miscellaneous enemies until we end up in yet another situation where we're about to die, where I end up getting my last element on my gun, plasma, and with it the trophy lava launcher. While making our way to Fin Fang Foom, we actually end up coming across some Wendigo, which was pretty cool. Does anyone else watching this remember that old Hulk game on the mobile where you fought a Wendigo at some point? No? Is that too much of a deep cut? Okay. And while fighting these guys, I defeated my 20th enemy with Rocket's 5-barrel barrage and earned the trophy Boom Show. After briefly making my way through this camp that had been attacked by Fin Fang Foom that only had this one lady with a weird head left. This is actually a character from the comics, by the way. I'm not gonna act like I knew her, I just saw she was called Ruby Thursday in the subtitles and had to look her up, and yeah, she exists. And after that, we finally came face to face with the one, the only, Fin Fang Foom. Why does he look like that? That is not Fin Fang Foom. The live action adaptation of Pete's Dragon looks more accurate to Fin Fang Foom than this thing. So I managed to take down Bing Bang Boom and earn the trophy Foom's Doom for doing so. Then Lady Hellbender shows up and beats the shit out of all of us before we can even explain, but unfortunately for her, I'm totally into this. Star-Lord manages to give a speech that convinces Lady Hellbender and her army to help us out, and now the final attack on the cult can begin. But not before I get the trophies fully loaded for getting every ability for every Guardian, and against all odds for completing Chapter 13. After sneaking towards the cult ship with a power off to avoid being spotted, Lady Hellbender ends up riding in on Bish Bash Bosh and begins the full-scale attack on the cult. Upon entering the ship, it's revealed that we all got brand new blinged out suits. Every mobile game does this in the last level, and I won't lie, 90% of the time they look ugly as fuck, but these all actually looks really cool. While fighting our way into the cult ship to rescue Adam and free Nikki, I managed to defeat my 10th enemy with Drax's Wrath of Catastrophe ability and got the trophy, adding injury to insult. Now you might have noticed that throughout all of this gameplay, I haven't actually changed the Guardians' outfits at any point. For most of the Guardians, that's just because I like the way their base designs look enough to keep them, but for Star-Lord, it was because I was holding out for one specific suit from the comics that I absolutely love. And right here, on the final stretch of the story, yes! Oh my god, finally, this is what I've been waiting for. Like a glove, find and equip one outfit. Yeah, this is the outfit I wanted to get that trophy on. Oh hell yeah, look at me. I feel like I'm kind of sticking out like a sore thumb because they're all wearing the white and gold. Alright, there you go, we don't stick out as much now. Okay, maybe Drax sticks out a little bit. So after changing the fit, look at me, I'm so tough. We managed to make progress and fall through the floor. Cool, man. This game's 4 years old, by the way. We managed to make progress and see that the Nova Corps had changed their mind and arrived to help us take on the cult. Apparently I had convinced them. I'm not sure how, but sick. And the World Mind helps us out by destroying this room that was filled with those giant ass robots, which was a godsend. I did not want to do all that. Eventually we're able to find and free Adam Warlock and come face to face with Nikki and the Grand Unifier one last time. The Grand Unifier keeps us contained in some kind of force field, and I end up getting the trophy Into the Fire for completing Chapter 14. Oh, nice. After hearing Ko-Rel called out to Peter, I was able to enter Nikki's dream world that the cult had promised her, where Ko-Rel told me I had to destroy it to snap her out of it. And so I did just that, and this scene was another one of those cutscenes that, man, those writers got a little something to rip the tears right out of me. But after quite an emotional scene, Nikki is able to break free of the cult's control and put an end to their plan, which does not make the Grand Unifier happy. So we end up having to fight him in what was probably the hardest part of the game, but like, I didn't die once, so I think that says more about the rest of the game than it does about this fight. He did do enough damage that I was able to heal my team for the 10th time with one of Groot's abilities, earning me the trophy Herbal Remedy. And pretty soon after that, I was able to earn the trophy Faithless for taking down the Grand Unifier. With Raker down, Nikki out of the cult's control, and Adam stepping in to consume the darkness that caused this whole mess, the day was saved and we finally got to celebrate down this catwalk with everyone cheering for us, which was... it was really awkward, to be honest. I had the music really low to avoid copyright, and there was like barely anyone around to do the actual clapping, so it was just, yeah, it was really awkward. But we all headed onto the ship, the credits rolled, and I earned my last story trophy. Nice, and that's the story done. Oh my god, that game was so good. Oh my god, I enjoyed that so much. I can't believe it took me so long. I can't believe it took me like 4 years to finally play this game. I got it with my PC back in 2021, and I just haven't played it. Broken Promises. Complete Chapter 15. What a weird time for that to pop.
I feel simply fabulous.
Oh, you're shit. shitting me. Yeah, the game genuinely bamboozled me hard. And the funniest part is that I had already read on the Platinum Guide that the game had 16 chapters, but it wrapped up so naturally that I fell for it anyway. So after fighting a few enemies that Magus spawns and actually earning the trophy Altitude Adjustment for defeating 20 enemies with an ability I had been using a bunch during my playthrough, no idea how it only popped here, I was finally able to take Magus out once and for all, earning me the trophies the Magus for completing chapter 16, Poetry Critic for defeating the Magus, I really don't get why those had to be separate trophies, and Guardians of the Galaxy for completing the game's story. As I said in the original credit roll, I really enjoyed this playthrough of the game. The story was amazing, the gameplay was a lot of fun. Really, my only issue with the gameplay by the end was Star-Lord's movement was a bit lackluster. But other than that, I really enjoyed myself. But we're not done yet because I still had 10 more trophies to pop before the platinum was mine, so it was time for the wrap up. This part of the game is going to be pretty short for you because all I had left to do was grab the collectibles I had missed and do a few more of the combat trophies I hadn't grabbed. But for me, the wrap up ended up being basically just as long as the main playthrough because I didn't realize that chapter select doesn't actually save the collectibles you grab, which meant I had to replay damn near the entire game on New Game Plus to be able to finish the platinum. But honestly, even though I had just finished the game once, I actually wasn't too annoyed at this because something cool I had heard about this game was that the different choices you can make actually have a pretty big effect on your playthrough, so I did want to see some of those alternate paths you could take. That, and it meant I got to play through the entire game again in these cool ass skins, so that's absolutely a win in my book. But before heading into New Game Plus, I decided to use the chapter select to start up chapter 9 because there was one trophy that I wanted to knock out here, and that was literally just for paying off the Nova Core fine. This was just so that when I got to Nowhere on my New Game Plus playthrough, I could use my units freely. There you go, Galactic Frugality? Galactic Frugality. Pay your Nova Corps fine. And so I went ahead and started up New Game Plus and made my way through the game, following a guide closely to make sure I didn't miss anything. The first trophy I managed to get was in chapter 3. Hey, train to perfection. Defeat 10 enemies with Gamora's executioner ability. Nice. After that, I managed to pop the trophy managerial skills for finding all the collectibles for one Guardian. No, I wasn't recording when it popped, and no, I don't know why I keep pointing it out when it happens in these videos. Then, when I reached Lady Hellbender's castle, I decided to try and sell Groot instead of Rocket, and actually ended up getting a whole lot of different mission because of it. I'm not even mentioning this because I got any trophies. This is just so damn cool. They hid an entirely different mission behind choices. That's amazing. Next chapter on the Nova Corps station, I managed to pop the trophy Thoughtful Captain for finding half the Guardian collectibles. And later on in that same chapter, I also managed to get another combat trophy. Set them up, knock them down, defeat 15 staggered enemies with charged shots. I was literally just spamming that attack over and over for this fight until it was done. I really didn't want to have to keep going for that. The charged shot is just too awkward to use in combat. Next chapter, I was in Nowhere, and I was pretty excited because not only could I just spend my units freely, I was also able to finally check out the Collector's Emporium, which I assumed would be filled with references and Easter eggs. And well, I wasn't disappointed. Is that Throg? That is Throg. What? What the fuck? No way, Throg's here. That's funny as hell. How much of this stuff am I gonna recognize? Monster from Planet X. Yeah, not familiar. Yeah, never heard of it. Oh shit, Cosmic Cube. Wait, what? Does that say Eye of the Watcher? Oh my god, it does. That's pretty brutal, but also really cool. I had several guesses and they were all from DC. I don't know what this is. Oh, fucking Kang's time chair. Oh my god, that is what this is. So what? Why does the collector have this stuff? Yo, fucking Nova helmet, sick. Oh, Richard Rider's helmet specifically. That does not bode well for him. Is that Throg's Mjolnir? Throg, sure man, whatever. Superhuman Registration Act. What? Why do they have that here? Brother's just collecting anything and everything. Oh, but Nullifier? Why does he have this? Oh, bro, this was so cool. This place was literally made for me. Just a bunch of Easter eggs in one little room. On the next chapter, I had to make sure to set a manual save here because I needed to get a trophy for using the Drax auto attack on one of these enemies. Fucking damn it, Gamora, stop doing that. No, not Groot. I need Drax to do it, for God's sake. Come on, Drax. Oh my god, Gamora teleported over to it. Are you kidding me? Drax, please, I'm begging you. Oh my god, Drax, man. Okay, so one method that I'm reading is that I can set the damage to very high, and then I just kind of let it kill the rest of the Guardians, except for Drax. Of course, Drax is the only one that went down. How are you still standing, bro? Can you go down, please? Yo, can you kill Groot, please? Can Groot die? I actually don't know if Groot can die at this point. Yo, can you just kill him, please? Game's actually rage baiting me. How is Groot not getting hit? What's happening? Oh, finally. Okay, he can go down. But finally, after I decided to just stand around and wait, Yeah, there you go, Drax the Dismemberer. I literally just sat and waited. Why did that activate? Dismember and Inquisitor of Drax call to action. Finally, oh my god. My next trophy didn't pop for a few more chapters, and well, it was the exact same kind of trophy. Come on, Groot, do the thing, man. Groot, I just need you to do the thing. Yeah, these trophies just aren't very fun. They're just kind of like RNG. I don't know why they've included these. But it wasn't quite as annoying this time around, and I was able to get it to pop quite a bit quicker. There, finally. There you go, Groot can howl. Interrupt the charger with Groot's call to action. Oh my god, man, that was so annoying. A few chapters later, I also realized that I almost had every outfit in the game. Oh hey, I've only got one more outfit to get and I have all the outfits in the game. Almost done. We're wrapping up the game now. And so I pushed forward to get the rest of the collectibles, but by the time I had reached the second to last chapter, after about 10 hours of playtime, I realized the collectibles menu just wasn't updating for me. Why don't I have so many items? Wait... Has the game glitched? It isn't updating the items. Do I need to speak about everything, maybe? So basically, when you get a collectible, you have to interact with it in the ship and speak to the guardian it's connected to for it to actually count. But I was under the impression that I just had to start the interaction, not select every dialogue option. So worried, I decided to go around and click on every dialogue option for the different collectibles, and eventually... Lore Hoarder! Collect 65% of all galactic compendium entries of each category. I was so scared that that wasn't gonna pop. Oh, thank God. Relieved that my save file wasn't bugged, I headed out to the last mission to collect the last outfit and get the last trophy. The mission honestly felt like it was taking forever, but I eventually managed to get to the area I was looking for. Alright, and just through here, should be, there it is, the little suit. Chosen daughter. Cool, and now I need to go through and manually equip every single suit. I don't know why that's part of the trophy. And so I went ahead and did just that, and last but not least, Sun Lord. For fashion passion, find and equip all the outfits. This is what we do. Win every trophy. There you go. So with the Platinum Trophy in my possession, is Square Enix's Guardians of the Galaxy as good as I had heard? Nope. It's better. This game is absolutely in the running for best Marvel game ever made, and I think I might actually go as far as to say I prefer this game over the Spider-Man games, which I know is blasphemous, but I really can't emphasize enough how much I enjoyed this game's writing. So if you haven't played this game yet, absolutely go and pick it up. It's constantly on stupidly good deals, and it feels like they give the game out for free all the time, so you might even just have it in your library already. Real quick, I just want to say thanks for getting my Ghost of Tsushima video to over 200,000 views. I was so proud of that video, so I can't even put into words how thankful I am for all the support it's gotten, especially from those who took the time to leave a comment. I'm blown away. And because of the support that video's gotten, I've decided I will be uploading at least one video a month, every month in 2026, and I won't let anything get in my way. Where the fuck did January go?